Now in this video, I want to talk about decoding microsignals of autistic joy, often missed by neurotypical spouses. Have you ever looked at your autistic spouse and thought, they don't seem very excited, they don't seem emotionally connected, they don't react the way I expect, and meanwhile, they may have been experiencing genuine joy, believe it or not. That's the painful empathy gap in many neurodiverse marriages. One partner is often looking for visible warmth, expressive body language, eye contact, animated tone, spontaneous affection, and the other partner may absolutely feel happiness, closeness, love, and safety, but their nervous system expresses it in a completely different language. So today, we're going beyond traditional body language. We're going to talk about the subtle microsignals of autistic joy that neurotypical spouses often misunderstand, and even mistake as boredom, indifference, or emotional absence. Because once you learn to recognize these signals, everything can start to change. You may realize the connection was there more often than you thought. Now, let's talk about the problem with standard relationship signals. Most neurotypical spouses unconsciously learned that joy looks like big smiles, excited tone, frequent eye contact, physical closeness, verbal enthusiasm, and shared emotional energy. And those signals are real, but they're not universal. For many autistic adults, especially those who have spent years masking, joy can look quieter, subtle, more internal, and more neurological than social. What does that mean? That means they may feel deeply content without looking expressive. They may feel safe without appearing affectionate. They may feel connected without performing connection. And that distinction matters, because if one spouse keeps saying, well, you never seem happy with me, and the autistic spouse is internally thinking, I'm happiest when I'm sitting beside you in silence, that marriage can suffer from translation failure. Not lack of love, translation failure. Now let's talk about how rhythmic movement can actually be joy. We're going to begin with one of the most missed signals. Rhythmic finger tapping, foot bouncing, soft rocking, hand movement, gentle pacing. Many neurotypical spouses interpret those behaviors as anxiety, impatience, restlessness. He's wanting to leave. Sometimes they can mean that, but the vast majority of the time, they mean regulation, pleasure, stimulation balance, and emotional safety. For most autistic nervous systems, joy creates energy, and that energy needs somewhere to go. A neurotypical person may laugh loudly or become animated. An autistic person may tap fingers in rhythm while feeling completely content. Now, imagine your spouse sitting near you, watching a movie, tapping his fingers lightly, and you assume he's either bored or irritated. But internally, your ASD spouse may be thinking, this is perfect. I'm so content. That's a major reframe. Now let's talk about why hyperfocus can actually be intimacy. Another misunderstood signal is intense focus. Your ASD spouse is deeply absorbed in a shared activity, fixing something with you, researching vacation plans with you, building furniture with you, playing a game with you, listening carefully to details. And because they're concentrated, they may not smile much. They may not chat much. They may not constantly reassure you. So the neurotypical spouse concludes, well, they'd rather do the task than be with me. But often the opposite is true. Autistic joy frequently comes through immersion. If they choose to focus intensely on something with you, that can be a profound sign of connection, believe it or not. Shared focus may be their version of shared emotion. Let me say that again. Listen. Shared focus may be shared love. Now let's talk about how quiet vocalizations matter. Some autistic adults make subtle sounds when relaxed or happy. Soft humming, little exhale sounds, quiet repeating phrases, murmurs, content sighs. This can be missed completely, or worse, interpreted as annoyance. But these sounds may indicate nervous system settling. And when a nervous system settles in your presence, that is relational gold. Because safety is the foundation of intimacy. So if your ASD spouse softly hums while cooking beside you, that may not be random noise. That may be their body saying, I feel okay here. It's safe. Now let's talk about presence without performance. One of the deepest misunderstandings in neurodiverse relationships is this. Neurotypical spouses often seek emotional proof through visual expression. Autistic spouses may offer love through stable presence. Sitting near you, doing errands with you, fixing problems for you, joining you quietly, returning to the same room repeatedly, being physically nearby without talking. And this can feel very underwhelming if you're looking for theatrical warmth, but it may be deeply sincere. Some autistic partners communicate, "I choose to be near you again and again." That's not nothing. That's attachment. Now let's talk about why neurotypical spouses miss it. We're going to be very honest here. If you grew up learning that love equals expressiveness, you may overlook quieter signals. You may accidentally judge sincerity by style. And many neurotypical spouses become emotionally starved because they keep searching for signals that their ASD partner does not naturally produce. That pain is real, but sometimes the next step isn't demanding different signals. It's learning to read the signals that are already there. That's where true healing often begins. Now, on that note, let's talk about what to look for instead. If you want to decode autistic joy, watch for the following patterns. Patterns like they seek proximity when relaxed. They share special interests with you. They invite you into their routines. They unmask around you. They stim more freely near you. They soften after you enter the room. They stay engaged longer than usual. They become quietly playful. They allow silence without leaving. They recover faster when you're present. Those are stronger indicators than just a big smile because they reveal safety. And safety often precedes romance, vulnerability, and warmth. Now, let's talk about what to say instead of "you never seem happy." Try replacing criticism with curiosity. Instead of "you never seem excited to be with me." Try, "when you feel happy with me, what does that look like for you?" Instead of "you always seem distant." Try, "I think I may be missing some of your signals. Help me understand." Instead of "you don't show joy." Try, "what do you do when you feel most comfortable and content?" That conversation alone can change a marriage because now you're not accusing, you're learning each other's nervous systems. Now, if you're the autistic spouse watching this, you also matter here. Your joy signals are valid. You should not have to become a full-time actor to prove love. But translation does help. So if your NT spouse misreads your quiet contentment, consider naming it. You can say, I'm happy right now, or I like being near you, or this is my relaxed mode, or I know I may look neutral, but I'm actually enjoying this moment. Those sentences can reduce years of misunderstandings between you and your NT wife. Now listen, many neurodiverse couples are not dealing with absence of love. They're dealing with invisible love. Love expressed through regulation, expressed through presence, expressed through shared focus, expressed through subtle nervous system ease. Now, when you learn to recognize those micro signals of autistic joy, you stop asking, "why are they so cold?" and start asking, "how have I been missing these signals?" That question can reopen doors that criticism never could. Now, if this resonated with you, comment below. What subtle sign of connection did you once misunderstand? And if you're trying to build a stronger neurodiverse marriage without forcing either partner to mask, subscribe to the channel. Because sometimes the breakthrough isn't changing your spouse, it's finally learning their language. I'll see you in the next video. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you. A quick message to neurotypical wives out there who may be carrying everything at home. You may be carrying meals, appointments, homework, laundry, emotional regulation, discipline decisions, birthday planning, school communication, social calendars, medical scheduling, and the invisible anticipation of everyone's needs. And your ASD husband may be going to work, solving practical problems, loving his children quietly, feeling overwhelmed by noise, avoiding conflict, and shutting down each time criticism starts. So from the outside, this looks like a lazy husband and a nagging wife. But from the inside, it's usually way more complex. A mismanaged neurodiverse family system. Now, this book right here is on Amazon, and it exists to untangle that system and replace it with something healthier. You don't need perfection, you just need traction.